Are you able to edit something out?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm gonna delete most of this.
I'm gonna tell you.
To be honest with
This is garbage.
you had a little bit of an adventure getting in here.
Yeah, man, it was a lot.
The door. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't do an intro for the last one, but welcome back to Diet Starts Tomorrow with Mahesh Kotagi. Got a great guest, very funny comedian, soccer personality, Alexis Guerreros.
Yeah, I'm looking over here. I don't know why I'm looking over
And
there. It's
Mikey's
right there.
here too.
Mikey.
And I as soon as he came in, I asked him, I was like, how long have you known Mikey? Because as soon as he came in, started showing off the whole studio.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you had me walk through, poison smoke to get in here. There's construction being done next door.
I'm glad you said something. Yeah, they're doing construction here, and I was smelling it, and I was sitting there, but I'm trying to be more confident.
Yeah. You were sitting in the
like,
smoke cloud.
I was like, should I say something?
Yeah, and you go, yeah, it stinks. I was like, why don't you move to the other side of the room that does not stink?
Well, thanks for doing the show, buddy. I like the kicks.
Thank you, man. I've really gotten into New Balances over like the last few years.
Yeah, New Balances are great. They're so comfortable.
I used to be big into Jordans. I'm done with Jordans. That's my hot take. I'm done with Jordans.
Every time I see you, you look like you just went to the kids store.
Thank you very much. That means a lot because I definitely did not. I took my wife to the kids store for her birthday, and I was like, "Let me buy you an outfit," and then everything she's picking, I'm like, "What are we? Let me buy you one item. Let me buy you a garment, one garment, and then we could relax." Yeah.
We got a match.
I put a shirt in the mix, and then
sure.
let's lessen the load a little bit.
Yeah, kid. I mean, you have like one shirt, and then every 2 square feet in New York, that real estate, they're charging.
Bruh, you paying dumb rent for that amount of space to not use it? I'll check the back. I know you don't have double XL. Stop lying.
Have you had the kid treats?
Of course, the
think?
soft serve.
Yeah,
come on, it's a fun time.
Have you had that, Mikey?
If you go to the kids store in Brooklyn, they have
Dumbo.
They have a little ice cream and cafe
treats.
section,
and they do cereal. They do. You can throw cereal. I do Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms on there.
Captain Crunch, Loki greatest cereal.
As in, you go there often?
Whenever I'm in Dumbo, I'll get it. Yeah, I go once a month.
Nice. This guy.
Trying to.
He's
be...
like, I don't buy anything. I just go in there. He's
Thank
not a bad
you.
dresser.
Thank you. I try.
We're talking about you like you're not in the room. He's not a bad dresser.
That's good. If this is how people are talking about
I met him
when
once or twice, and I said that guy can't. But the third time, I was like, oh, okay,
he's
never
not
mind.
bad. He's learning.
That was a choice he made. Yeah.
Oh, that was. Oh my God, that was a choice. Yeah, honestly, my hair is messed up today. I didn't put any gel in it, and I had to go dump some water on my head.
Yeah, that is my worst nightmare because my hair. I have a lot of cowlicks.
Oh yeah.
So I can't pull off. My hair has to I got. Yeah, this podcast is gonna ruin any chance I have of getting back on CBS for sure.
So you're originally from Newark, New Jersey?
Yeah,
buddy.
it's pronounced Newark. Hey, all right. Can we get him out of here? Is that possible? Yeah, no,
we're still scared.
Mikey's one of my favorite human beings on the planet.
Yeah, we met him around the same time.
A little. That's actually pretty. That's progress.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
You guys used to do the pizza tours together.
Yeah. One day I was at an open mic, and this monster of a human being walks up to me, grabs me by both shoulders, and goes, "I heard you do pizza tours," and I was like, "Oh, he must be hungry." I was like, "I swear, someone throw a snack."
It's like a
ribeye.
I got grease on this shirt. Here you go, sir.
It's like when they throw watermelons at rhinos. Yeah. By the way, I was like, I do. It's so hard not to eat, But he goes, hey, I know a lot about pizza. I grew up with a pizza family. If they're ever looking for somebody, I'm like, bro, they actually are. And I told the guy who runs it, I was the first comedian they ever hired. Like, he never really thought about working or having comedians. You usually hire people that have worked in pizza. And I was like, I got you one. He used to work in pizza. He knows a lot about it. I'm sure there's some of the history stuff from New York you probably have to fill in. But he's really funny, and ever since then, we ended up opening our own pizza tour company.
I remember
together.
that. Yeah.
Food tour.
Pre,
yeah, not pizza tour.
Pre-pandemic
Food tour.
or post-pandemic?
Oh, no, it was pre.
Pre.
Yeah, it would have died.
It failed because of the pandemic.
Yeah. It failed because we are a pandemic.
That's what you could tell people, though.
Yeah. Oh, Fatdemic. We could have changed the name. It was called Fat Venture.
Fat Venture. Yeah. You used to do the videos, too.
Yeah. That's how it started, actually.
You guys used to watch the Indian street food videos.
Yeah.
So
we tried to do that, and we kept getting... During the pandemic, we're like...
I enjoyed those. I liked those
really?
videos. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
It made me hungry, though. I was like...
A lot of them were just us going.
Yeah. A lot of it was you going, is that my cousin? Yeah. This is the greatest. So it took us like maybe 3 months to figure out the tour route.
Okay.
Because you have to like be able to hit like spots that are good, but like they have to kind of be close to each other, or else you're walking too much.
How do you judge what's good?
We ate it. Yeah. The whole thing was like, you're not going to leave hungry.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing. So the tour started with us handing you half a bacon, egg, and cheese. We walk up to you, we hand you half a bacon, egg, and cheese as we're doing the intro
Palate
talk.
cleanser.
Yeah, this
The
is like,
bacon, egg,
bro.
and cheese.
So they were super cheap from the bodega down the
Okay.
block. The guy loved me because I'd get like 6. And I
Yeah.
go, could you wrap them in half? You know, cut it in half
Yeah,
and
yeah,
wrap
yeah.
them individually. Guy loved us. We would tip him. We picked a route that kind of went through the West Village a little bit.
Okay.
And whatchamacallit, we were like figuring out places, and I'm like big on like, let's like do a spreadsheet, figure out the
Okay.
cost per person. And
Oh,
I said to
wow.
him, I'm like, if we sell out, which I think we maxed out at like 18 people or 16 people, because that's what we used to do with the pizza tour. It felt like a good
Okay.
number. You didn't have to yell. Everyone could kind of gather
Yeah,
around you.
yeah.
I'm like, if we can max out at 16 people, then we can fit in all these restaurants. We can do the tour. I called everyone ahead of time, and we'll make pretty good money. We'll make a profit. We didn't know how much. We like,
Sure.
let's see what we get in tips or whatever. Bro, the first tour sells out. It's a bunch of friends, a bunch of people who've gone on pizza tours with us. We emailed all of our guest lists. We were like, had no idea what we were doing. We were a little nervous. We banged it out. It was amazing. Him and I turned around, look at each other, and we're like, all right, let's go sit down and go over like tips, because we shared tips, and let's go over receipts. We put everything down. We did all the math, and I looked at him. I'm like, bro, we made $1,100
Wow.
in the first tour. And I go,
That's
profit.
just on tips.
That's pure profit. No, that's
everything
tickets
in.
plus
all in.
profit.
Not bad.
And by the way, the tips weren't like crazy
And the
either.
Buying after we bought all the food for everybody.
Wow.
That's
Okay,
after
so
all
I was gonna ask,
expenses.
so I sign up for your tour. I pay the money.
We buy all
you
the
buy
food.
all the food.
Yeah.
I just show up and you give us.
Yeah.
Give me
What
a
was the
slice.
cost of the ticket? It was like $100, right?
Pretty expensive.
Oh, that's a-
It was full
that's a
suite,
hefty-
full-
yeah.
No, I think we made it like 75 or something.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was good. It was
But we promised you like 7 stops. We'll pay for
That's
all the
not
food.
bad.
full
and-
bite, like full meals, right?
Yeah.
Like a little quarter of a burger.
Okay,
We're gonna throw
sure.
in a burger.
Or we did like half burger. Yeah.
So it wasn't only pizza.
no.
It
This
could
was
be
all
anything.
food.
It was
We
just a
did.
food. Oh, it was just
we
a fat
did-
venture tour.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Oh.
did Taco Mahal was a big
I
one
got
for
a
us.
bone to pick with Taco Mahal.
Yeah, I think they've slipped a little bit, but when they started, they were great. But anyway, long story short, we're sitting in a restaurant. We're like, oh my god, we made $1,100, and we're poor. Like $1,100 is the most money we've had at this point,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, we should go celebrate. And I go,
Oh,
yo,
no.
it's almost 4:30. We could go. There's a place called Raoul's where you have to wait in line at 4:30. They sell a burger. It's a very fancy French restaurant.
Yeah.
They only sell a burger if you're sitting at the bar, and they only do 12 a day.
That's it.
So I look at him and I go, hey,
Wow.
if we actually go, we're like 3 blocks away. If we hurry, we might be able to get in line and get one of the burgers. That's a cool way to celebrate. We decided to add about 5 old fashions and Manhattans each to
Okay.
at a place that's not cheap. We probably spent about $700 of the $1,100. And I showed up.
We doubled down on burgers.
Yeah, no one showed up that day, so we got second
Yeah, we
burger.
each
I think
got
we
6
split a second
burgers.
burger. We split a second burger, and I think we got like snails or something. We added something else to it. It was just the most. 2 guys in hoodies.
Yeah, can you guys cover these in gold, please?
Yeah. Do me a favor. Could the Queen of England spit on this? It was just one of yeah. Dude, don't even tell me. Market price. It was one of the most lavish evenings I've ever spent. I got home. My wife's like, "How much did you make?" I'm like, "About $200."
No, it's still not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
All
but,
expenses
yeah.
in.
I mean, I think I was blackout that night.
Yeah.
How was the burger?
The burger we started doing the burger at Suprema Provisions, which is a place that makes their own like gooey cheese sauce that goes over. It's incredible.
Oh, okay.
It's got like a jamon spread on it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's out of this world. If you ever get a chance to go.
It's a great.
Oh wow.
The cool thing is
Frying their own meat.
they're all cut in half anyway. So it's perfect.
I'd like this cut in half.
Yeah. I'm
You
not
know?
a huge cut burger in half, but they do it anyway. So I'm like, whatever. But him and we became friends with the people who work there.
Okay.
So we did maybe like 15, 20
Is the
tours.
Suprema Provisions?
Yeah, Suprema
Okay.
Provisions, right across the street from Taco Mahal.
Okay.
So a couple weeks later, Mike and I are just like hanging out after shows, and I said, hey, you want to go get like a nice cocktail or whatever? Let's go to Suprema Provisions. They got a cool bar. Let's see if they have a seat. They had 2 seats. The woman, the bartender, had a very heavy accent, and I said, where are you from? She said, oh, I'm from Belgrade, and I go, Red Star. And she goes, that's a soccer team. She's like, Red Star. Blues. And she starts yelling some Serbian stuff with her hands up. And I look at Mike, I go, I don't know if this is good or bad. So I hit up a buddy of mine who lives in London who's like famous in soccer.
Yeah.
He's Serbian. I go, yo, my bartender is Red Star. What's a chant I should say? And he sends me back something like a song in
no.
Serbian. So I go, here. And I give her the phone. She responds back. She's like, blaza, blaza. She's like yelling something. She puts my phone down and she goes, you guys don't pay for any more drinks.
Oh wow.
We got blasted. Dude, remember the friend, the lady who ran the restaurant was French. She comes over, she goes, "What are you boys drinking?" And we're like, "I like Manhattans, he likes old fashions." And she goes, "Oh, you should get a drink from where I'm from in France." I go, "What is it?" And she goes, "It's Vin Carré."
I like
Their
a French
version of a
75.
Sazerac.
Yeah, okay.
It was called Vin Carré. Vin Carré, basically. And I go, "Oh, what part of France are you from?" This is how drunk I am. I go, "What part of France are you from?" She goes, "Burgundy." I go, "Oh, sounds Nice." Instead of nice, bro. Me and Mike are on the floor dying. Like we're literally holding onto each other. Everyone at the bar is just staring at us. And I get up after literally laughing. Him and I are like off our stools, and the woman goes, "It's actually very funny." That was her whole reaction, bro. We got so fucking drunk. I don't even know how I got home that night.
Then she hands you the bill. It's
Yeah,
very funny.
yeah. No,
We got charged like one drink.
we got literally. I
Wow.
think our bill was like less than $20 after drinking there for about 4 hours.
That's
I think we
crazy.
each tipped like $50 just to be like, "Thank you," and please don't get in trouble for this.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that was the first. That was the first tour.
Well, that was
success, the
a couple of
first
stories in
couple-
there, but yeah, the first
couple-
tour was very successful. The tour would have been successful had it not been for me getting a TV show and then
Right.
COVID at the same time kind of happening.
Oh, that's what was during COVID.
yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit right before. And I was touring a lot more, so I was like, I can't make this one, can't make that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
And I
guys
was
do-
like, I would run some on my own. He would run some on his own. Like our schedule started
Did you guys
getting-
hit any Indian spots?
Yeah, Taco Mahal.
Yeah.
Taco Mahal. That was the one. Go a
I haven't had it
Taco.
in a long time, but back then it was fun.
I went recently, a couple months ago after the cellar.
What if it wasn't called Taco Mahal? Would you
I like the name. I like the name Taco Mahal. It's the food I don't like.
My favorite
I
thing
got
there now
sick.
is the wings.
The wings.
Masala wings?
traditional?
No. Don't get me wrong. I don't care. I mean, I like a traditional. I like a non-traditional. It's just it was the paratha or whatever was too thick, and then the meat and stuff they overfilled it. It was just like you're trying to take a bite and like half of it's
Your complaint
falling
was
out.
too much food? How
Well,
you do it?
it
How you
just
let this
makes
guy
it-
do a food show?
You gotta call me up and have my
Yeah.
No, it
I'll
just
show
makes
with
a
my
mess
gullet.
everywhere. Well, partly that, and it was like probably like 11 p.m. and we were sitting outside, and it was like there's like a rat running around outside
Yeah.
of it. I got turned off. I got sick right away actually. After
Oh,
that
really?
one, Too. It was
That
yeah. It was like
sucks.
a. And then I don't know how long the chicken was sitting out there. I'll give it another shot. I don't mind giving it.
Was it like a fun sick? Like you got a little bit thinner after you diarrheaed?
No,
it was a rough
just
one?
A rough one.
Yeah, that's
it was
not good.
The,
I
you
like
know,
a fun diarrhea.
fun
you
day.
know?
The best is when you barely make it and you're like, whoo,
Oh,
2 more
buddy.
seconds.
I left so I've eaten one meal. I've eaten one meal in the last 4 days. I'm fasting.
You are.
During that meal, my stomach
It
was.
was, to be fair, 3 whole drinks.
yeah. It took 4 hours.
Feathers off.
Yeah. The restaurant
Beef?
the restaurant ran out of food. I beat
Where-
the fuck
where
out
was
of that
it?
cow.
Why are you fasting and where was this?
Just because I've gained some weight
Okay.
recently.
Fat sick.
Yeah. I'm more fat sitting than I am fasting. But we went out.
Great.
That's not bad.
My comedian named Fat Singh.
Oh, I've been saying there's no big Indian comic like a big fat dude. If I gained like 200 pounds, I'd be famous. I'd have a Netflix
Yeah.
special right
Buddy,
now.
get in there.
I'm trying.
What are you doing?
I'm trying, buddy. I'm
Stop
not
moving.
trying.
Yeah, so I went out to eat with my upstairs neighbor, and I was like, I kind of don't want to miss it. My wife and I are going out with him, and it was the first time we've eaten in a long time. He's a cool guy, so I was like, all right, whatever, I'll go. And then we just way over ordered. Like all three of us were hungry, and I, in the middle of like before the last plate came, and it was incredible. It was a steak. We were gonna split it,
Okay.
and I gave my wife the credit card, and I go. I gotta go home, and I have to leave right this
no.
moment. We're 3 blocks from my apartment, which isn't terrible.
Okay.
But
That's smart.
I put my arm around the guy and I say to him, I go, I'm gonna shit my pants. So I'm gonna go home. And I hear my wife go, as I'm leaving, I hear my wife go, what did he say? And he goes, he said he's gonna shit his pants.
He told her
So
right
my
away.
wife thought like maybe,
Covered for you?
yeah, my wife thought like maybe I made up a lie. I'm like, nope, straight up gonna shit my pants. I walked home. I had to stop twice.
You went
And
home-
Waddling.
I pretended I had a bad back. Like I was so close to not making it.
Yeah, yeah.
It was dangerous. It's probably the most dangerously close as I've ever been.
But the feeling afterwards,
After it's euphoria.
you're just like,
Yeah.
I
I was
go to
hungry
sleep
again.
Now. You're hungry. You go
My
back
wife
for
brought
a
home
second.
some of the steak.
You
I was
text your wife, you're
yeah.
like, order more.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm on the way.
She brought home some of the leftover steak and she was like, oh, I'll take that to work. I'm like, fuck you. No, you ain't.
Are you in a walk up? Or are you a elevator?
2 floors up.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
not too
it's not
bad. That's
terrible.
because that going upstairs also that's
Yeah.
tough when you got to go.
Yeah,
It's,
because it was like my knees were very close going up.
your
those
entire
steps.
body has to be coordinated
Yeah.
from your toes up. 'cause
Oh,
you-
it was a full body muscle
Yeah.
tension that held
That's not
that
bad.
wall of diarrhea back.
How'd you guys find the the restaurants for the food tours? How did you pick which ones?
A lot of research, yeah.
A lot of research. Yeah.
But we were also like pretty smart about it. We're like, all right, if they eat this, then we can't take them to something that's even too
Okay.
similar. And also, like, what's the story we would tell?
So
You're
you
like-
built a story around why you're going
Yeah.
to these, in this order too.
Part of it history, like one of the cool things we did was there's a restaurant called Old Tbilisi. It's like a heavy piece of bread that's loaded with cheese inside. Imagine if a pizza was covered with another pizza, but only cheese, no sauce. Imagine that. Like it's like a big thick layer of bread with cheese and butter and cheese. It's incredible.
That's not
It's
bad.
called an Imaruli Khachapuri. It comes from Roman soldiers. Georgia was the dairy farm for the Roman
Really?
Empire. So Roman soldiers would cook bread on their shields. They'd heat their shields and cook bread on it.
Oh,
That's how
shit.
pizza spread around because it was like pizza
Really?
was just the term for flatbread back in the day, way back in the day. Anyway, long story short, they were the dairy farm, so they had all this cheese, so they would wrap it in the cheese and cook it. So we're like, this would be a cool story. It's like New York is known for pizza. This is like one of the original pizzas. We can trace the history of
Sure,
it.
yeah, that's
we didn't
cool.
want to do pizza because we came from a pizza tour, but this feels like kind of touching on pizza without really
ties in, but
yeah, and it gives you a historical significance that you might not know. The restaurant had no clue. They were like, every time they're like, one slice for everyone. And I was like, yes, dude, we've gone over this. Like they had just no soul. They could care less. But what I liked about it was like one of those things that people are like, well, that's it, one side. But it's so heavy that after you eat that, you're like, oh, that was really cool. Like, oh, I want to go back to that. That was like one of the cool spots that.
We go get like buns.
Oh, remember we did the tea smoked duck at Chow House? Chow House is incredible. Those guys were cool. They got the vibes right away. They were like, if you
that's
text
cool.
the owner and said like,
Yeah.
"Yo, I'll be there in 20 minutes," he would call or text the staff and say, "Prepare it now," because the tea smoked duck takes forever.
That's
so when we
cool.
came out, they were like, boom, they would give
So
us
these, like,
extra steam buns. You get
Okay.
each person got one, but then we would always have like a few left over in case people wanted, because that was right up at the point where people started getting full. But every once in a while, there was like one or two big guys that were like, "I don't get full," so we always had like one or two extra
It
pieces.
was you guys.
Yeah, it's me.
Show up to the tour with bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll for people. When they walked and met us, we're just like, here's a sandwich, here's a sandwich.
As soon as we say hello, we're handing you half a bacon,
I mean,
egg, and cheese.
That's pretty cool.
That was like, I don't know who thought of it, but I think that was like, I don't think it was him. Yeah, this guy will
Taking
tell
the
you
credit,
everything.
taking-
Yeah.
I was the one that said we should do bacon, egg, and cheese and give them chocolate-covered espresso beans. Because coffee, it's like the coffee bagel thing, but in a fat way.
Yeah.
We did
Oh.
that once or twice, but it just got messy and it would get hot and melt.
Yeah, the chocolate would melt.
People liked it, but it was like, oh, here's this pile
It's
of
a lot.
shit covered.
Why is
Yeah.
it in your pocket?
Yeah, seriously, take one. Yeah, look this up, dude, I promise.
Hey, meet me in the park and grab
But-
this brown stuff out of this bag.
Yeah. Also, anything that's not individually wrapped always feels uncomfortable.
Gross.
Yeah.
Honestly, but I love that though, because it's like you sign up for a food tour, you know already. Okay, I'm gonna be eating a lot. I'm not gonna
Once
eat
you
lunch.
see our photos, and we were both way bigger then,
Yeah.
people were like, yes.
And then so you don't like I wouldn't eat like I'm not gonna eat lunch today because I want to fill up on that. And you're starving by the time you're like,
Yeah.
oh, bacon, egg, and cheese. That's not bad. at all.
Immediately starts quenching your hunger.
Yeah.
What I love about it is every once in a while they'd be like wives with their families would be flirting with us. They'd be like, "You guys aren't even that fat."
One of our best Google review I've ever read ever. They were like, it's called Fat Ventures. These guys aren't fat, but you can tell they used to be.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
I'm sorry about that review.
they once were fat.
Yeah,
Like,
no, these guys were cows, but now they're pretty hot.
I
Yeah, I think-
meant to delete that one. My bad.
Every once in a while, someone like whose picture is like a Disney picture, with a vacation with the whole family. Like, are you guys still doing tours? I'm going back up there with my friends, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I thought about it. Then we also tried. We very much in earnest tried to create a annual food festival.
Oh, I don't know about this.
This was we never put it out anywhere. It might still happen actually.
food festival.
I'll do it.
Let's hold on to it.
All right, don't tell us about it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Have you seen
Ooh,
a
off the
post about a
record.
food festival?
Are you able to edit something out?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm gonna delete most of this.
I'm gonna
actually.
tell you.
be honest with
This is garbage. It's me and Mikey's podcast at this point.
We stopped recording 20 minutes ago.
These cameras aren't even plugged in.
These are fake cameras, buddy. What do you think? I got money for this shit?
No, dude, the feds are waiting for you outside. That stupid receipt idea. I'm gonna tell you the name. I just want one of the names that we think is so perfect, but you cannot use it.
Yeah.
And I will never admit to saying this, so this needs to. I need confirmation that this will
all,
be.
You got my word.
Yeah. So
Is this foodie? Is it foodie?
yeah. It's
No,
a food
is it
festival.
called foodie?
No. The word
Oh.
is like Why would I bleep that out? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's one of the dumbest things I think I've heard in the past week. Yeah, I'll blur it out. Is it Foodie? Yeah.
Oh man.
That's so dumb. I love you.
Called food.
Yeah. Oh no. I hope they don't find out. So
That part I'll leave it.
this
That'll be
all
the
right,
intro. Oh,
so
go ahead.
from this part, cut out
Got
until
it.
your reaction. This is one of the dumbest human beings on the planet. I like this guy so much. Yo, you got.
Funny, I got some
I don't think you were
problems.
dropped in the head as a child. I think you were recently dropped in
I don't think you're dropping the head of the child. I think you
Yeah.
slam your head.
Yeah. I think you smell too much of the burning fucking plastic in the hallway. 'Cause I
Right.
want people to know it is funny. We just can't ever use it. You know what? Let us know in the comments if you can figure out what it is.
All right, well, that entire section was edited.
Yeah.
Join the Patreon. If we ever have a Patreon, maybe we'll throw it in there.
You told people to join the Patreon with that one.
Please don't.
Yeah.
It's gone. It's deleted. That's cool though, man. Honestly, food festival would be a cool idea.
Yeah, we
Food
thought
festival
about it.
would be cool.
Imagine like a bunch of comics running a food festival. I think it'd be
Yeah.
fun.
That'd be fun. That'd be a good
I
time.
have 10 years of
Eating.
success at running festivals.
Yeah.
He definitely has experience.
Success part was.
Yeah.
Hey, I had a great time, honestly.
But hey, buddy,
I w-
Yeah.
I made no money.
I
I got to do it once. That was a lot of fun.
I wish I had one of those jackets. You have one, the one we wear.
Yeah, he's got it
You guys
on.
can't see him. That well, so toss me one.
The merch was dope.
Yeah, the merch was cool.
Yeah. No, the events were fun.
Glad you love
Yeah.
I didn't love doing comedy in a tent at like 2 p.m., but other
Yeah,
than
that was odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's better.
It felt like I was interrupting a wedding. You
Yeah.
know?
What's your ranking if you had to pick top 5 pizza spots in the city?
I don't give anyone my list, but
Oh, I like that too. 'cause
I will.
that-
Here's the thing: I'll give you recommendations based on like where you
Okay.
want to go, what neighborhood you're in, or whatever. But everyone's like, "Give me your list, give me your list, give me your list." Like, no, no one gets that. Like, it's because it
Private.
would just be like, but every time I update it, I'd have to tell you now. Like, my favorite
okay.
for the last like a solid 8 years has been Lindustry.
Lindustry. Okay,
Yeah,
I've heard
Lindustry
good
is-
things. I haven't had that. I've heard very good things about that
It's
place.
by far the place used to be 3 seats only.
Really?
And every time I went there, I'm like, I don't know how you're not more famous. Like, this is incredible pizza. He used to do he had to do so much just to keep that place alive. So the fact that it's thriving, at one point he tried to sell it to me. He was like, Ale, I got to go. I want to go back to Italy. I don't like this. It's like, it was an Italian guy from Tuscany whose father's from Napoli and like a New York Italian guy. He opened it
wow.
first, but now they're partners. And everything they make is incredible. The dough is incredible. The pizza's incredible. The bread is incredible. It's all perfect. Like, literally, like the
what
best.
kind of what's different about it than somewhere else? Like
So he uses like a high hydration, and he uses a specific flour in a certain mix that makes it very light and airy, but very
Okay.
crispy.
Ooh,
So
I love that. Yeah.
what people like, when people say they like New Haven pizza,
Yes.
right? What they're saying is, I've only eaten like soft pizza, like a Domino's,
Yeah.
and this has a char on it.
Okay.
And people who don't know a lot about pizza associate char with like, oh, this is artisanal.
yes.
This is made by hand. This isn't a machine. Like, it's got burn marks. It almost went too far. And that burn flavor is caramelized sugars. It's like
From the
your brain
flour
loves
and
it. Your
sugar,
brain
yeah.
loves that. So that doesn't mean a pizza's well made. That just means it's well baked. And I do agree that New Haven pizza's well baked.
Ooh, I
But
like
that doesn't
that.
necessarily mean it's well made. There's a lot that goes into it. And part of it is dough needs to be fermented a certain amount of time in
Yes.
order for it to like not really bother your stomach. Some cheap pizzas will bother your stomach after a couple slices.
Is that what it is? It's
Because
it's
yeah,
not
it ferments
fermented.
in your stomach because it's cheap. It's emergency dough. It's like less than 24 hours, unless you have like a proofer where you could put it in.
Wow.
But Lindustry ages their dough. It's so light. It's so crispy. It's so airy. It's got the crispiness of like a New Haven style, but it's so light and airy. It's not dense because
Okay.
it's stretched, I think, perfectly. For me, it's so crazy that Lindustry just started like maybe less than 10 years ago, and now when I'm in Europe and people go like New York style, they mean Lindustry.
Wow.
The
it's
photo
that
of a
good.
pizza with like a burrata on it and the cut pieces of basil, that's what they associate with New York pizza now because Lindustry is like so famous. They changed what people think of New York pizza. They moved the needle forward. It's incredible what
crazy,
Massimo
yeah.
and Nick have been able to do. And I'm a big fan. They're up to 2 locations. Hopefully they get a third one soon. I usually hate when restaurants get multiple locations because I feel like the quality drops
goes
off.
down, yeah.
But they're really smart. They basically build up like they develop like really good talent. Like the kid Manny, who is the manager of the Brooklyn, the original location, he learned over time. He used to work at the pizza school. He's already a great baker. I think he makes pizza better than Massimo and Nick put together now. And he's like the manager. And now they're not going to move to another one until there's another Manny-like person that can take over the West Village.
I like that.
Yeah, he really empowers people. It's a really smart way of looking at how to grow a business, like in the pizza world where you have like, typically you train someone and then they leave because you don't make a lot of money.
Sure.
They build a family there. It's absolutely incredible.
I want to switch gears. So you're Cuban background. So Mike
Kicks
and I,
me out.
Mike, huh?
It kicks me out.
So the door's over here.
Ooh, end of the show. Yeah.
No, Mikey was the one that told me about the Cuban-Chinese fusion. Yeah, let's talk about
That's only about it.
So you
Wow! I said he would never give me credit for it.
Wow, there we go.
I did when you weren't in the room.
Literally 30
when you went
minutes
out
ago.
right before we started.
Oh, really?
I said it.
Yeah.
Why would I not give you credit?
I don't know. It was a joke. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun to shit on you. Yeah.
What did I say?
I go, he'll never fucking give me credit for it.
I'm head Cuban, so that's fine.
Yeah, my great grandfather's Chinese, and so I grew up eating Cuban style fried rice. My grandmother would make it all the time.
Ooh.
My grandmother's Afro-Cuban. It
Okay.
was her father. She's half black, half Chinese.
Oh, wow,
By
okay.
way of Cuba.
Okay.
So every corner in New York and Midtown used to have a Cuban cafe in it in like the 70s, maybe.
Okay.
70s, 80s, before like
Yeah.
Cuban kind of had like a negative connotation. And a lot of Cubans, like Fat Joe, the rapper, he grew up in the
Yeah.
Bronx. He's half Cuban. Most people don't know that. He's
Oh,
Puerto
I didn't know
Rican and
that.
Cuban.
Oh, wow.
The Bronx had a ton of had a ton of Cubans in it.
Okay.
Joey Coco Diaz.
Yeah.
He originally grew up in the Bronx.
Oh,
He's Cuban.
Okay,
Like,
but he moved to Newark, or not
No,
Newark.
he moved to North
Bergen County.
North Bergen, yeah.
Yeah.
So there were tons of Cubans in New York before all of them kind of moved to Jersey and then further out,
Oh,
and then a bunch
interesting.
more went to Miami.
Okay.
But there used to be a Cuban coffee shop. There's one left called Margon.
Okay.
But Cuban-Chinese, a ton of Chinese people went to Cuba to escape communism. Psych. And it followed you. And it's back. So they had to leave there. So a bunch of them came to the U.S.
Oh,
And
wow.
because there were so many Cubans in New
Sure.
York, they opened a bunch. There was a famous like high-end chain called Asia to Cuba that kind of played with that style of cuisine. But like there's a place called La Caridad, which was across the
La
street
Caridad, yeah.
from Stand Up New York, which is now New York Comedy Club.
I think
Upper
that
West
place
Side.
is still there. I just
It is, but it's not La Caridad. Yeah, it's just straight up Chinese. But they would do a chuleta, which is a pork chop,
okay.
like cooked in like butter and garlic and all that, with General Tso sauce on top.
Oh,
It's like this is the perfect menu for
wow.
me. It was so good.
Wow.
There's two restaurants. They're both called La Dinastia,
Okay.
or La Dinastia,
Yeah.
if you will. There's one uptown.
Am I right, guys?
There's one on 72nd. I just went with my wife. They do this thing called crackling chicken, which is like Cuban style fried chicken. But they literally, you can get like, let me get the chow mein, or let me get the lo mein, let me get chop suey, let me get a arroz con pollo, it's like the coolest cuisine. They have like Presidente beer for like Dominican beer.
wow,
It's so
yeah.
wild, and like
That's cool.
it's such a cool thing to like find.
The sesame chicken and the yuca fries?
Yeah. Wepa! You know? It's so cool to see like that kind of still exists. There's
Yeah.
not as many as there used to be.
Okay.
There's I think like maybe 10 across the whole city now.
That's so cool.
There's a place called Rincon Criollo in Queens.
Oh,
like
okay.
pretty far out down the 7 Drive. They just sold. They're not Cuban owned anymore, but the family owned it until maybe 5 years ago. And they would make their arroz con pollo. There's like a secret to making arroz con
Okay.
pollo. You have to use like really cheap American beer and replace some of the water in the rice and the broth.
Oh.
So they would do it that way, and you get kind of like that slight hoppy flavor. Out of this world. I mean, it's like half the shit that we all really believe about food is like bullshit.
bullshit,
Even
yeah.
pizza was invented in a city that was a part of Greece at the time. It wasn't even a part of Italy.
Oh wow.
It's like all of this shit. It's like 99% of what we believe just isn't real. There's like this fake pride associated with it.
yeah.
So I tend to be like, no. But I have like, here's what my definition of pizza is. It's a New York slice, and it's plain. Just sauce and cheese.
Plain.
That's it. That's all I want.
Who was it? Was it Scopo that was asking? It's like if you go into a spot and you say a slice.
I agree with him 100% only on this. Everything else, I don't co-sign. If you're in a real New York spot, that's true. Yeah.
I've been in every New York.
No.
All right. So if you
All right, but maybe they're
disagree with you.
they're gonna look at you a little sus. Honestly, if I'm next to you and I go,
Oh, wait,
and I,
explain it to Pete. What the controversy?
All you have to
if
say-
you didn't listen to the Chris Scopo episode, this is the issue. This is the controversy.
here's the thing: the place sells pizza. Pizza is crust, sauce, and cheese.
Okay.
If you say, let me get a pepperoni, that's because you want a pizza with pepperoni on it.
Sure.
if you say, let me get a whatever the fuck else you people eat,
I get it.
they're going to
You
get
say
that.
Pepperoni, you don't say pepperoni and cheese.
But if you say, let me get a cheese pizza, that makes no sense. That's like saying, let me get a cheeseburger with cheese. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Pizza it's
Sure, that's
crust
the
sauce and
base.
cheese.
It's the foundation
Right.
of pizza.
So if you're going to a pizza shop and you go, yo, let me get 2, I don't even have to say the word slice. You're going to get 2 plain slices.
Okay.
If you say, let me get a cheese pizza, that doesn't make any sense.
I would love to actually do this.
Okay.
Let's go film.
Let's go to different
places
spots.
And say, let me get 2.
But it can't be you because you're intimidating.
What if I go?
What the hell is that?
Because if you say cheese pizza, they're going to go, okay.
No. Just go and try your theory out and just say.
Let me get
my
2.
theory, it always works. Get cheese. You're going to get the cheese.
Yeah.
But I'm saying let's test out.
It has to be an old school slice shop.
Doesn't matter. Just go in there. Say,
But the new slice shops might not be the same.
Let's get 2, and they're gonna go.
2
1.
what? Yeah,
No.
I could.
More times than not, they're gonna go cheese.
If we go to the old school spots,
Let's find out.
we'll go to the old school spots.
I'm happy to be wrong.
If I am wrong, then the city's changed. Because growing up, I would just go, yo,
That's the
not because even growing up, yeah, because I would.
If
Because
I'm
here's the thing.
wrong,
Here's the
then
thing.
I'm not wrong.
Even- maybe, and I do believe.
My landlord and I give him 3 nickels and say, "Where's the rent?" You tell me he's gonna not take it. He's changed.
I believe it's still this way, and I believe it should be this way.
Sure.
But I know for a fact, unequivocally, this is how it used to be. I would walk up to a slice shop and go, yo, let me get 2 and a Coke, no ice. And you would get 2 plain slices and a Coke, no ice. If now they're asking, maybe it's because maybe they serve like a bunch of different styles of pizza now or whatever, or maybe it's a place that's like newer and they didn't grow up in that era. But Scopo's 100% right. If you go, yo, let me get 2 or let me get 2 plain or 2 regular, that's how you say it.
Buddy, we're out of time. This was fun. We
Yeah,
gotta
I
come
just
back
want to
again.
do this.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna tell Scopo.
He will be upset about
He
that,
will be
actually.
pissed.
He's like, he's worried about pizza, but don't tell him to touch my meta.
This was a lot of fun, man. Where can people find you? We didn't even get to talk about the TV show. We didn't even get to talk about all the other stuff.
Yeah, I'm
but-
successful in soccer. You can find me at
He's doing charity by being it.
at not Alexis or at Soccer Cooligans. Cooligans.
And that's your podcast.
That's my
Cooligans.
podcast. And every once in a while, you'll see me on CBS.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Leave your comments. What do you think? Does just a regular slice make sense? Leave it in the comments. Let us know. And tell us, friend.
Yeah, tell us, friend.